Is it only anxiety or it's something else? That's a common fear amongst anxiety sufferers. When I was struggling with anxiety, at first I thought I had bipolar. Then I thought, okay, what if it develops into psychosis? What if it's schizophrenia? Those are common fears for people struggling with anxiety. They are fears just the same as fear of losing control. People struggling with anxiety have always the fear of losing control. What if they do something embarrassing? What if they behave weirdly? Those are common fears for people struggling with anxiety. Emotions were a big thing for me. 1 minute I'm sad, the other minute I'm angry, the other minute I'm laughing, the other minute I'm, happy. So emotions really weighed me down, and I started Googling my symptoms. Stay off Google when you're struggling with anxiety. Google is a recipe for disaster, because Google is going to give you the result of other illness that, are not even near anxiety. So I started Googling my symptoms. I'm having this, weird emotions. I'm struggling with, headaches. I'm struggling with migraines. Why am I having these feelings of anger, feelings of irritability, feelings of guilt, feelings of shame? Then I Googled my symptoms. When I Googled my symptoms, bipolar came, and I fit rightly into that box, because everything was just ticking: the change of emotions, the fatigue, the headaches, the muscle tension. So I was convinced that I had bipolar. And anxiety is a very good convincer. It will convince you that you are struggling with, all the big illnesses in the world. Anxiety is going to latch on the worst case scenario, because it's trying to protect you. It's going to tell you have bipolar. It's going to tell you have psychosis. It's going to tell you have schizophrenia. The only way to demystify that, after getting diagnosed by a professional and it's anxiety, most of these mental illnesses, they tend to mimic each other. So if you don't understand what is happening, if you don't know what is happening, you might think that you're struggling with another illness apart from anxiety. Anxiety cannot develop into another illness. Anxiety has its limits. You can't develop, schizophrenia, bipolar from anxiety. Anxiety is anxiety, and all those other illnesses are just those other illnesses. Anxiety cannot develop into something else. It's just a fear, same as fear of losing control. And when you don't understand that this is also another thought, this is also another what if thought, this is also another negative anxious thought, this is also another intrusive thought, then you will end up Googling your symptoms. You will end up visiting the hospitals numerous times. You will end up trying to, fix this thought, trying to fight this thought, trying to suppress this thought, because you don't know what is happening. Anxiety is gonna latch onto the worst case scenario. What if I'm going crazy? What if it's this? What if this? Anxiety is a good convincer. If it was all those other illnesses, you would have known by now. Your doctor would have told you that it is this, it is not anxiety. So the what if it's, what if it's bipolar? What if it turns into psychosis? What if it's schizophrenia? Those are all what if thoughts brought by you being in the nervous sensitization. They are thoughts brought as a result of your tired mind. When you're having these thoughts that what if it's something else, what if it's not anxiety, it's just excess adrenaline. You have anxious energy within. So the excess adrenaline is being burnt out in form of those thoughts. Those thoughts are not true. If you follow these negative anxious thoughts, then you'll be sinking down the rabbit hole. You are having anxiety, you're not struggling with something else. If it would have been something else, you would have known by now. What you need to learn that anxiety is caused by stress. It's caused by your unproductive patterns. Anxiety is not caused by, a chemical imbalance in the brain. That's a myth that also, I will make a video on that. Anxiety is not, one of the myths of anxiety is that it is caused by a chemical imbalance in your brain. That's a myth. I'll make a video on that. Anxiety is caused by, your mind and body was overwhelmed with stress, your unproductive pattern. So how can that one lead to other mental illnesses? It cannot. Anxiety is anxiety. These thoughts of what if it's something else, they belong under the what if intrusive thoughts category. So every time you have that thought, just place it that, okay, this is just another anxious thought out there trying to get my attention. Do not go to the hospital trying to get another diagnosis. That's you giving this thought attention. So if you give this thought attention, you're going to have more of those thoughts. So maybe this time you're having, what if it's bipolar? You go to the hospital, no bipolar is found. Okay, what if it's psychosis? What if it's schizophrenia? So it will be a series of thoughts, because your brain is saying those are the kind of thoughts that you're giving attention. When you're having these thoughts, say maybe or maybe not, because you don't know. Anxiety wants certainty, and that certainty is not something that you'll get. Everyone in this world just lives with uncertainty. I don't know how tomorrow will look like, but I'm just living. You can't be certain with anxiety. The moment you try to, be certain, you want to know, okay, this thought is saying this, maybe I seek reassurance, maybe I find out, you're trying to solve this thought, you're trying to argue with it, you're trying to make it right, you're trying to seek reassurance, you're going to have more of those thoughts, because what you focus on grows. If your brain says that these are the thoughts that you're giving attention, you're going to have more of those thoughts. So do not give these thoughts attention. They're just the same as, what if I'm going crazy? What if I'm losing my mind? What if it's this? It's not any different. So the next time you're going to have this thought, just say it is excess adrenaline burning itself off and continue with your day regardless. Do not try to do something about this thought. Do not try to Google about it. Googling is one of the ways to stay stuck in the anxiety cycle. Google is going to convince you that it is something else, and that is going to make your anxiety to be more intense. I'm still repeating this. Do not Google your symptoms. So I hope that you have learned something from this video. From this video onwards, I don't want you to be going to the hospital, what if it's this, what if it's this? You are only struggling with anxiety. If you have watched up to this point, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have anything that you'd like me to create a video on, kindly comment down below. Otherwise, let's see each other on the next video.